Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Kicking Aces here in World of Tanks. And today we are on the Windstorm map, one of the new ones, and I am in the Locust. Now I know some of you may object to a video in a good game in such a low tier tank. We're down here at tier 3, but the reason we're in it is because the American Dream Machines earn op is going on right now. And you need to earn a ton of points, and one of the best ways to do that is to play lower tier tanks because the battles are so much quicker, 2 to 3 times quicker than a tier 9 or a tier 10 battle. So you can really earn points much faster down here at low tiers. And so I think the population down here, I'm sure there's still some seals that are getting clubbed, but there are definitely some competent players, and there are some tanks that only veterans are driving. You see your fair share of B2s and some other ones like that. So we're in the Locust. It is a tier 3 American light tank. It's a lot of fun. It is one of the Dream Machine tanks that you can get. I believe it's 225 points. And right now we're looking at one of the nemesis of the Locust. It is the Panzer 1C. It is a German tier 3 light tank with a ridiculous autoloader. I don't know how many shots come out of that thing. It feels like 30. I'm sure it's a little less than that. But one of those can one-shot you with a single clip here. And so you want to be careful when you're engaging them. And yes, this is this is an early map. I haven't been on this map too much, so there are a couple of driving derps like that one there. Thankfully, it did not cost me any of my health. So yeah, there are some dangerous tanks to watch out here. Tier 3 tanks that I'm going up against one-on-one in the Locust, I like my chances. This tank is just a very solid tier 3 tank. But the problem is, it very often comes up against tanks that are not tier 3. 4s and 5s are very common, and so I do carry a hefty amount of premium ammo because there's tanks that you just can't pen. You could have the flat side of their rear, and you're not going through it with the regular rounds sometimes when you get matched up with them. But tanks like this is the Rezynai, the tier 3 Russian tank. We're able to do a drive-by. That's one of the best things you can do with this tank, is come up fast on an enemy, get their side, shoot them, and then beat their gun traverse. And then we did get tracked out there, and a bit of a brown trouser moment as there were two heavies slinging rounds at me. One tracked me, I was able to repair the tracks, and the second one thankfully bounced, so we were able to get out of that without too much trouble. And then a little Christmas present is wrapped up here for me. This M3 Lee, the American tier 4 medium tank, took out one of our allies but got tracked doing it, leaving me free to come up on his side, put some shots into his tracks to keep him there, and then just pump in a couple more rounds until my allies were able to finish that off. So quite a blitz of a round here to start things off, and now we're looking at a T2 light tank. That's another dangerous tank. It's tier 2, so you might be quick to write it off, but it has an autoloader, and again, it's one of those tanks that can take a ton of your health in just a split second, so you really need to watch out for any of the autoloading tanks down here in the low tiers, and that is one of them. But we do see a Panzer 4D takes out one of our allies left on just a sliver of health, so we're able to pop out and get a little bit of revenge for our ally and our first kill, and there is one of those T2s, put some shots into me, and I lost just about 50, 1/5 of my hit points there in the second, maybe? So he's kind of tucked in here behind these wrecks, this little bit of a tank graveyard, and I'm trying to squeeze a shot in here and not quite able to do it, but thankfully he pokes out and we're able to put one in. Again, we don't want to trade a clip for a shot, but if I can get one into him without taking one in return, that's good. So now I'm going to try and flank, and one of the things to keep in mind about the Locust, it doesn't carry a ton of ammo, and it fires very quickly, and it fires, what feels like to me at least, very inaccurately, especially if you're on the move. You can burn through the ammo here, and it's very low damage ammo. So in a tier 5 game, you can very quickly find yourself running out of ammo and being too low to finish off the battle with what you've got left remaining. Is that a spoiler for what's to come? Well, we'll find out. But now we get a little bit of an advantage. The T2 is looking the other way. I'm able to get one into him. He fires his clip randomly, does not stutter it at all, so most of those shots miss. I think only 1 or 2 went in, so we're still in pretty good shape. And then here we get a nice little opportunity. He's driving straight away from me, and that is a time when the auto-aim will fly true. If the tanks are flying across, the Panzer 1Cs are especially notorious for that. If they're driving at full speed, even if you're slotting in behind them, the auto-aim is so tough to get them because they're so fast. But when they're driving in a straight line, you're able to do it. And here we go once again, a little bit of a Christmas present. The M3 Stuart was looking the other way. We're able to drive up, puts him into his side, and then we're able to out-traverse his turret and that's just free damage, and we're able to gobble up that tank. And now things are looking pretty good. This game has been close all the way through. We finally got a little bit of an advantage. 11-9 is the score, and a Marder 38T German tank destroyer is making its way through town. That is a tank with a big gun, and it can certainly take a ton of your hit points very quickly, but does not have a turret, and so we are able to slot in behind this tank, and we're just gobbling up some tier 4 experience right now. But once again, watch these. I'm kind of auto-aiming because I'm trying to drive at the same time and stay behind him. And 2 shots go into the tracks, 1 missed, I think. But slowly but surely we are whittling down the health pool, and now the enemy is down to just 2 tanks left. We secure our 4th kill of the game. Unfortunately, that was the last of my regular ammo, so the game auto-switched me to premium, and I didn't realize it right now. So I switched because I knew the DW2 was here. I was going for my premium round so I could pen this thing, and unbeknownst to me, I actually load HE, and then holy crap, there's a SU-85 coming out of nowhere. We're able to just juke him out of the way. I finally realized what happened with my ammo. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't penning the DW2. We load the premium, might have gotten 1 shot into the SU-85 before he gets taken out, and now here we go. We're able to put shots into the side of the DW2, hoping for an ammo rack. We've got 3 rounds left, 2 rounds left, plus an HE. Would it have been enough? I don't know, but we don't have to find out because our friendly artillery is able to splash one down and take out the DW2. Boy, that could have been a potential Faden's medal. Unfortunately, I would have had to finish it with an HE round, and I don't think that would have worked on the DW2. But what a blitz of a round there in the Locust. Super fun, quick. That was like a 5-minute, maybe a 6-minute battle at most. And yes, it was good enough for an ace tanker in this tank. 939 damage with another 225 assistance. We blocked 282 damage. Not something you'll see very often from this tank, but some of those very low pen auto fire guns, I guess they can even bounce off of this thing. So that was a 5-point game for the op, which you get for coming in first place in terms of XP on your team. We did earn some medals, but they're pretty standard, except for the Shellproof there. Certainly, again, not a common one in the M22 Locust, but we'll take it. That's pretty cool when things work out that way. So taking a very quick look at the team statistics, we can see that was a 1270 base XP game. Really nice for a tier 3 tank. For our 4 kills, 939 damage. Shout out to the Valentine 2-player Blue Nose Ghost. Also had a really nice game, as well as the remaining players on our team there who survived the battle to help us secure the win. And then we'll take a really quick look at the detailed stats. You can see we fired 47 shots, just about the entirety of our ammo selection. 32 of those hit. So you can see accuracy is not a strength of the tank. Again, I was hindering that by driving most of the time, firing on the move, and also firing at a little bit of range at targets. And of the 32 hits, 25 penetrations, we were pretty good about where we were aiming our shots. I think, 5 of those non-pens or 4 of those non-pens were the HE rounds, so you can throw those out because that was just an error on my part. But pretty good result there. Solid tank. If you don't have this tank, if you're looking for a low-tier crew trainer, it's great for operations like this where you just want to cycle through games quickly, earn a little bit of silver. It's not going to earn what a tier 8 does, but the competition's a little bit lower. The games are much faster, so you can kind of churn them out a little bit better and get some crew XP going too. So if you're looking for a low-tier premium, the Locust is a good one. I certainly recommend it to you. I'm not saying it should be the first choice of these that we've got here. There are some really good tanks in this American Dream Machines Earn operation, but you're looking for a tier 3, you're looking for something low, American, I recommend the Locust. It is a lot of fun. It feels like you're driving a big boy tank just in a really small package. It's got everything that you want in a tank. Speed, quick firing gun, decent in terms of its traverse and its mobility and maneuverability. It's an all-around good tank, jack of all trades, and kind of a master of none. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, and good luck on whatever you're pursuing during this American Dream Machines Earn Up. I hope you get the tank that you're going for. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.